Hey there, today I'm going to show you how to draw R2D2 from Star Wars. So we're going to start with the obvious place, which is the head. So we're going to draw the dome for the top of the head. Starting on the left side, we're going to start our pen and draw a curve all the way to the top and back down on the right side. And from here, I'm going to connect these 2 points with a curve. So a downward curve, curving down slightly. I want to make it too steep. And back up to the right. Now from here I'm going to go down the sides, but I'm not exactly sure how far on the sides I'm going to go yet until I've drawn all the stuff in the middle. So from the left side here I'm going to draw a straight line coming down. Okay, I'm just going to stop right there for now, and on the right I'll do the same thing. Okay, now here let's draw in the mechanics and the eye for the center of the head. So right in the middle here I'm going to draw a square. So somewhere along the top, right about here, straight across the top, come down on the left, then down on the right, and straight across the bottom. Now in the middle here, let's just close that up. In the middle here, I'm just going to draw the lens. So starting, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap and space along the top and bottom, and along the sides, just like that. Now along the top, there's these little blue sort of dashes along the top here. So in the middle, on the left to center, I'm just going to draw a line coming down, and on the right, I'll draw a line coming down, and then I'm going to go along the bottom, stretch a line across on both sides, and then on the top, I'm going to take this line all the way across, from end to end. Now from here, I'm going to curve these. So because the head's sort of wrapped around, I'm going to curve this line up. So curving up and in. Leave a little bit of space, pretty much the same space as I have in the middle here. Curve down, then going across. So you can see that I'm sort of trying to stay at that same line all the way at the bottom, curving that up to the top. Now that we have that, I'm going to draw a few boxes along the bottom here. So underneath this square, I'm going to line up along the side here, draw a little rectangle like so. And then beside this, I'm going to leave a gap and draw another sort of almost like a square, maybe an elongated rectangle. So, now along this bottom edge there's a little trim, so I have to draw that little trim that follows this same line here. So underneath these boxes, draw a curve, kind of like that. And then I'm just going to make it twice as thick, just going across, nice and evenly. From there, now I'm going to draw a few more boxes along the side. So here there's a little lens. So the eye. So I'm just going to draw a circle up here first. And I'm just going to make it, draw a little circle in the middle for the actual lens. And on the side here, there's these little black boxes or blue boxes. So I'm going to draw another long rectangle. I'm going to draw one more, but now this is going to start to curve because the head is curved on that side. So let's draw slightly curved, straight along the top and bottom, and then kind of curve the end there, like that. And on this side here is another rectangle, so I'm going to draw a straight line going down. And again, I'm trying to line up the bottoms so that there's evenly spaced out on the bottom there. So I'll draw a rectangle here. I'm going to draw a little bit of detail inside, so a little square on the top, a little square on the bottom. And beside this, I'm going to draw an elongated rectangle, so rather thin. And then along the side here, I'm just going to start to curve it slightly because it's starting to bend this way. And then here, I'm going to draw a curve and then tuck this in on the side of the head like so. Okay, so there's the top of the head. Let's get into the body. So right here in the middle, I'm going to draw a little, sort of like a box or very elongated rectangle like that. We're going to color all this in black. Now that we have that, this is sort of like the building block for the rest of the mechanics in the body. So right now I'm going to draw in the little strips. So there's 2 strips, one facing left and one facing right. So along this edge here, I'm just going to line this up and just draw a little line like that. From here, I'm just going to go out towards the right, but kind of spreading out as I go. I'm going to bring these back in towards each other. Draw a straight line on top and bottom. Now from here, I'm just going to go straight up with these 2 little lines on the top and bottom. Go straight across both sides. And I angle in and go straight across and just to this black line, and then just close that off at the end there. Now I'm going to take that exact same design and flip it over right below it. So let's start on the left. I'm going to start with this part here. So aligning the sides here, right about here, and go straight down, straight across, up at an angle, so you can see that these sort of go in, and then it stretches across. So come straight down with these two little lines, straight across, up at an angle, and then down. I'm just going to stretch these as far as I can to get to the side, like so. Now around this there's a little box, so starting on the left I'm going to come down straight, and on the right I'll come down straight. I'm going to close the bottom off with a straight line just to contain everything inside. Okay, so now that I got that, let's get into some of the boxes underneath here. So everything is sort of lined on the other side, left and right. So here, I'm going to draw a box. Box like this. Now, in the center there seems to be like a rectangle which is pretty long. So down the middle, two lines, straight across the top and bottom. Now there's like these little, almost like ovals, but I'm just going to, because of space, I'm going to just make these circular side, and then these little hash lines across like that. So three little lines across. Now in here on this side, I'm going to leave a gap and draw another rectangle all the way to the edge here. So I'm just lining everything along the right side. So let's draw a little tinier rectangle just to fill the space up here. And then these little buttons. So I'm not doing too much detail, but I'm just going to draw 4 little circles just to show something on that side. Okay, now we're going to keep working our way downwards. So along here, there's a little box on this side. There's a rectangle, or elongated rectangle, down the middle, and one over here as well. Same width as this box above. And then down here, there's another box. So let's draw this square. So we'll draw a circle inside that. Okay, now this is the last box on the bottom. So I know that the sides have to come down quite a bit more. So taking my pen and just coming down on the left and right about there. And then I'm going to curve the bottom down, just like I did with the top. So connecting the left and right with a curve like that. Okay, so now that I have that, we can go back in and start filling out the sides. So on the side here, there's 2 elongated panels, and they come down to pretty much about here. So starting on the left, on the inner part, the inner side, draw a straight line coming down to right about there. These are going to curve out to a point here. So I'm just going to curve the top. Now I'm going to come down along the side of this panel, right about there. Now because it's curved, the body's curved, I'm going to raise this a little higher than this line and just curve that in like so. Let's do the same thing on this side. Just coming straight down to right about there, curving up along the side or the top, straight down, again a little bit higher than the inside, and then start to curve that up. And we have that, there's a little panel over here, so right about there, come down, and across the bottom. So you can see I'm following that curve, and along the top here, I'm just going to draw a couple little lines for a vent. There's another box down here, so again, following the curve of the bottom, on the top, and down the side. I'll draw a little detail here, so a little panel there. Go over here. Now there's a little panel just below this box here, so I'm just going to draw, again, another rectangle. And then there's 3 little boxes here, so I'm just going to draw one like this. And you can start to see that I'm sort of angling the tops and bottoms. 2, one more. Trying to get them evenly spaced out. And then one little box over here. I'm just going to tuck this into the side little circle there. Okay, so we got the main part of the body done. Let's get into the bottom. So here, the actual bottoms kind of come in towards each other. So I'll take this point and angle in towards the center. So, and then I'm going to connect the bottoms with a curve. Just like that. I'm going to have to split the bottom into sections. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the center, I'm going to draw a line down the middle. I'm going to find the center point between here and here, which is right here. So I'm just going to put a little dot there. I'm going to find the center point between here and here, which is roughly about here. And I'm going to connect those 2 points to find pretty much the center there. Let's do the same thing on this side. So the center point between these 2 lines, and then the center point between these 2 lines, about there, and then connecting with a straight line. Okay, now let's get into the bottom foot here. So I'm going to draw the piece that connects the foot to the body first. So down the middle, I'm going to draw 2 lines beside each other. Straight line across the bottom. And up here I'm just going to split this off like that. Now on the top, I'm going to draw the top of the foot first. 2 lines going across, and then angling out. Left and on the right. And then I'm going to close the bottom with a straight line. I'm going to come down on the other side with this very short line, and then connect them with a straight line across. Now with the tops here, I'm just going to give a little bit of perspective and just pull them inwards even more. And on the side here, I'm just going to draw these little thin boxes, just for a little extra detail. Okay, so we got that. Let's get into the side feet. So here, I'm going to have to put a connector piece in. So right about here, I'm going to draw a line coming out. Probably make it about that thick. So 2 lines of equal distance. And then I'm going to connect them with a curve, like that. Let's move over to the right side and do the same thing. So lining this up, making sure we got the same height on both lines. Then curving that out to connect it. Let's go back here. Now at the top here, I'm going to take this corner and pull it up. I'm going to take the bottom and pull it down all the way down to right about here. My finger is right there. Now along the top, draw a straight line. I'm going to bring this down to a point here, but halfway down, I'm going to come down like this. About halfway, I'm going to stretch a line across. Now I'm going to take this corner and pull it inwards. An angle, and then stretch a line across. And then now I'll take this and pull it all the way down to the same length as that line there. And close this off with a line. Let's go ahead and split this in half. In the middle here, I'm going to draw a straight line coming down. From here I'm going to angle inwards slightly, and I'm going to come straight down. Now this side of the box is actually, or the leg is actually black, so we're going to go ahead and color that in black. Okay, so we got that. Let's get into the bottom part of the foot. So here, I'm going to take this edge and draw a line to the same distance. And then out in the inside as well, just slightly. I'm going to draw a big rectangle. I'm going to come down on both sides, close off the bottom. Then right here for a little detail, I'm just going to draw a circle. Like that. Now we'll get into the bottom of the foot. Now there is a little thing or little box on the side here with a beveled corner. So what I'm going to do is take this corner, pull it down. I'm going to take this corner again and round out the inside, just touching the bottom of the body. Coming down on the right side, and then rounding out the bottom. So there's the box. Draw a split, and I'm going to draw 2 lines coming down on the left side, closing it off. 2 lines coming down on the right, and then closing that off. Now from here, I'm going to angle outwards. So from this corner, I'm going to angle out. I want to make sure that the feet are roughly the same height. This could be a bit further back, so it could be a little bit higher than this line here. From this side, I'm going to close this off. So come down and then go across the bottom. Let's pull these corners down a little bit and then connect that across. Then here, just below this little circle, I'm going to draw 1 line and then a line beside it and close that off. Put a little line here just for a little bit of detail, and I'll draw 2 little circles inside, kind of like that. Okay, so we got that leg. Let's move over to the final one on the right. So we'll pretty much replicate what we did here on the left. So coming up a little bit on the top, I'm going to go across. So I want to make sure the line is the same length. From this corner, I want to come across down pretty much where that one on the left is. And then here, I'm going to bring it down to the same height. So coming down, about there, going across, coming in, and then down. Now we're going to close that off. Now we're going to go ahead and split this in half. Right here, let's draw that line here just to split that off. Angling in, and then straight down. Let's go ahead and color this side in black. So, and then again, just extending on that leg. It's a little bit longer there. Big rectangle, again to the same height. And then closing off the bottom. Put that little circle on the bottom here. Now we're going to draw in that little box, so the beveled box. So from this side, round out the top, come down on the inside, come down on the inner part there, and rounding out the bottom. Again, splitting it, and then drawing those two parallel lines on the left, two parallel lines on the right. Now from here, I'm going to take this inner leg line, come down. I'm going to go all the way down to that corner there. So I got the same height there. Come out in an angle. Now I'm going to go up a little bit from the bottom, straight line across the bottom, close that off. I'm going to draw that little thing, that little detail here, that little connector, across the bottom, same height there. And again, I'm always checking back and forth, making sure that I'm getting the right height, the consistent height all the way across. Draw those two little circles in there like that. And that is pretty much it. There we have it. There's R2D2 from Star Wars. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Please give us a like and share this with your friends. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again soon.